Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I got some sad news today. I'm selling my Xbox because Xbox has no games in 2022. I don't know, man. I just can't wait anymore. I can't wait for any more I can't wait anymore for games, man. There's just no games. Man. So, the reason why of course I'm not selling my freaking Xbox. I bring this up because I keep hearing this a lot, a whole bunch, all the time on the freaking in the comment section, while we're doing live streams, over on Twitter. Always somebody talking about how they're selling their Xbox or their PlayStation for that matter. Um, mostly the Xbox, okay, and it's getting a little bit stupid at this point, man. Like it seriously is. Yeah, Xbox doesn't have anything to launch, but they've got a whole bunch of stuff. We got Deathloop coming. We just got Metal Hellsinger. We've gotten so much freaking content for our Xboxes this year. That what do you expect, man? Like we've gotten plenty of games. Like this year has been pretty. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's been like the best year for gaming, but I mean this is the second year of a new console generation. This is the second year. I mean, I just got done watching El Analista de Beats comparison video for the new Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 5. And man, that thing is still not even doing 4K at 60 frames a second, and it's still using checkerboard rendering to be able to render Call of Duty. And I'm going to be honest with you, those levels don't look super impressive to me. I still think Modern Warfare 2019 was a little bit more impressive. When he was switching between the Pro and the PS5, like it was so hard to like really tell. And I was watching it on my OLED. Because I wanted to see, man. I wanted to see. I'm like, wow, dude, I'm excited for this Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But then I see that and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, dude, that's really the best the PlayStation 5 can do. And I mean, yeah, I get, like the whole, YouTube, the YouTube, thing of not being able to render, yeah, dude, it just, to me, like, even when I watch videos of other freaking games, they look more impressive than that. Even when I watch my own videos that I put out in 1080p and I put them on my OLED, they look more impressive than what that Call of Duty. I get that it's the multiplayer. Don't get me wrong. Like the campaign is usually where the visuals really shine, but the multiplayer is always kind of like, yeah. They got to move on. They got to move on from these old consoles. They have to. And I get why Activision won't, because of the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 has sold so many consoles out there that they really can't. They really can't afford to drop support for the PlayStation 4 right now. And it shows. And it shows. It's not the Xbox Series S holding the generation back. It's the freaking PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is holding back this generation. I'm looking at this game and I'm thinking, I'm like, gosh, man. Like, yeah, I'm still going to buy it because the campaign's going to be great. And I don't ever really get like too worked up over the multiplayer. But I was just playing multiplayer for Vanguard on my Xbox Series X the other day. And it looks fine. It looks fine on my Xbox. It always looked fine on my Xbox, That PlayStation 4 is really holding things back. And there's something like if you watch his video, man, you watch that video, you'll see the you'll see how it just if right when he goes from the cut, like you'll watch the PlayStation 4 video of him like running around doing the FPS counter, and then the PlayStation 4 Pro, and both of those seem fast and fluid. And then you go to the PlayStation 5 and it's almost like, ooh boy, why does the speed change? Like why does it feel like the thing is moving slower and there's just more like it just, I don't know, man, it just feels weird and it looks weird. And I've noticed that a lot this generation on the PlayStation 5. It just doesn't, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, it's smoother, but it's smoother to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, but it just feels weird. Like it makes me feel weird when I play some games on the PlayStation 5. That's weird. No, I'm not selling my PlayStation 5. No, I'm not selling my Xbox. But I keep hearing a lot of people saying that, and I'm like, come on, guys, this is the second year of this generation, man. Like the second year. What did we have in the second year of last generation, man? Think about it. Think about it really hard, man. Was there any like really major bangers out there that like if you saw them on the store today, would you buy them? Like seriously, would you buy them? I mean, that first couple of years, I've been going back and I'm looking and like, yeah, dude, there's some amazing looking games that came out, but wow, man, that first couple of years was pretty rough. I mean, what we have a Watch Dogs, we had Watch Dogs, we had Drive Club. I didn't really buy a whole bunch of the Xbox ones, so I can only go off of what I bought on the PlayStation. I mean, I had Need for Speed Rivals, I had Need for Speed Rivals, I had freaking yeah, Killzone, Shadowfall. Like you go back, you load any of these up on your console. I mean, and you go back and you look at them now, and you're just like, wow, man, that's not that great, you know. Like Watch Dogs Legion, I'm like, I mean, Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs. You look at that, and you're like, whoa, man, this game looks pretty hit. And it's and back then when they came out, we were like, whoa, man, these are amazing graphics. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say to these people that keep telling me that they're going to sell their Xbox, but mostly the Xbox, you know, because it's like I'm going to sell my Xbox because Xbox doesn't have any games. You know, I would say I've played well over 100 games this year so far. Well over 100 games this year. I've played maybe a handful of those on my PlayStation 5. Maybe four, maybe five, yeah, no, what was it? I mean, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, um yeah, freaking The Last of Us remastered, and then I know there's some other ones that I bought like that I've played on it. I can't remember them. See, I can't remember them. Oh, Elden Ring. You know, I mean, there's some. I've played maybe a handful of games on my PlayStation 5, and I've played everything else on my Xbox Series X or my PC or my Nintendo Switch. But I've played so many games this year that, like, seriously, man, I'm having a hard time remembering half of the games I played this year due to the fact that there's been so freaking many games. Now, I am going to be working on a video on my top PlayStation games this year, my top Xbox games, my top Switch games, and my top PC games that I've played this year. And I'll be putting that out, you know, fairly shortly, but like as it sits right now, like this is probably got to be one of the I'm not going to say it's the best one of the best years of gaming we've ever had, but this is one of the better ones that we've had. And I mean, there's so much freaking content. There's so much content on 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 Xbox Game Pass. There's so much content. There's so many different games that you get to play that you can um that you can download and try and play without having to worry about any of that, like without having to worry about anything, like without having to worry about like being broke or buying a game that you might not like. And yeah, there's obviously games out there that you're going to want to buy, and not everything comes to Game Pass, but I don't know, man. I feel like people that are saying they're going to sell their consoles, man. I don't have an answer for you, man. Like I don't have an answer for those people. I think it's I think, you know, some of it's definitely, you know, part of the whole console war, trying to prop up, you know, like the PlayStation or the Xbox. And I know that playing games on one console or another definitely has, you know, has its ups and downs, but for the most part, man, for the most part, just keep your console. You're going to need it. It's going to be a lot harder to try to find another one if you do get rid of it. And you know that there's going to be plenty of stuff that's going to come out on both consoles that are going to make both of them essential. So if you've already got them both, don't get rid of either one of them. Hang on to them. Trust me, you'll save a lot more money. I know it might seem like, oh yeah, man, I could just go get rid of this and, you know, use the money for something else right now, but trust me, man, you're gonna want that game. You're gonna want that game, and you're gonna have to rebuy a console, man. You're gonna want that game. If you already got the console, then you don't have to worry about buying the console and the game. You just have to buy the game. So it's always easier to get the software than it is to get the hardware. So I recommend stop with the nonsense and just keep the console that you have. Just keep the consoles that you have, man, and move forward. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.